130 minutes, 10 quarters, 2.5 games of shutout football. On the other hand, 130 minutes, 10 quarters, 2.5 games of scoreless football. That first team we're talking about is the North Penn Knights. They're 3-0 so far this season, a perfect undefeated record. The other team, the Bensalem Owls, they're 1-2 overall, and both teams will meet tonight in a Suburban 1 League clash on North Penn Television. Pleasant good evening, everybody. Along with Chad Powell, I'm Kyle Berger, and we're glad you could join us for tonight's matchup between the Owls and the Knights. Chad, tonight, two different teams, really. You look at North Penn, they've been shutting out everybody. Bensalem hasn't put any points on the board recently.
Yeah, you're right, Kyle. Bensalem's been shut out the last 2 weeks. That's pretty much because they're struggling from the loss of their key 3 players that they had last year who graduated. Keith Davis, their star halfback, Rob Dunner, their QB, and Christian Lewis, their wide receiver. And the only senior they have that's returning this year is their center, Chris Freeze. That's the only person they have. North Penn, on the other hand, after last week's game against Council Rock, they're going to be struggling on some offense and some defense after the loss of the key players. But they've been winning every game so far. That's a great job.
That's right. They are 3-0 with 2 consecutive shutouts. That was a costly win last week despite the shutout at Council Rock. We were there, and we got some highlights of it for you. Let's take a look. Mike Moore on defense, number 33, getting a huge sack for the Knights. He's pretty much pumped up, I would say. Great defensive effort by the Knights. Here's Heike Johnson getting the scoring started. He just burns by the Council Rock defense on the pitch, untouched down the right sideline. 69 yards later, it's 7-0 North Penn. North Penn continue to play great offense. Watch this block by Dave Coslow. 2 of them, in fact. 2 pancake blocks all the way down the sideline, setting up Heike Johnson, who ran all the way in. He scored a touchdown on the next play, making it 14-0. That was a 40-yard field goal by Wes Heinel, making it 17-0. Then the defense stepped up for North Penn. Mike Moore's second sack of the game. As we said, though, a very costly victory. One last defensive play. This is Dave Coslow getting another sack for the Knights, icing the victory. Final score 17-0. Here's some of the injuries. Martin Leonard, number 21, senior co-captain, broken tibia and fibula. He's out for the year. Joe Talese, number 1, the quarterback, is also out with a knee injury. And here's Jeff Craig coming off the field in a cart. He is sidelined for tonight's game with a neck injury, not as serious as once thought. Well, we'll see how North Penn responds tonight with all the injuries they have. 4 new starters in tonight's game. Well, we'll have the coin toss, some keys to the game, and the opening kickoff right after this on North Penn Television. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Remember, keep your eyes open, and if you see these, tell a grown-up right away. But never touch them, and you'll be a real superhero.
Like a deputy fire marshal?
Exactly.
Don't touch matches or lighters. Tell a grown-up instead. Be cool about fire safety.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. They have just done the coin toss, and Bensalem has won the toss and elected to receive. They'll be going from left to right, wearing the white jerseys, gray pants on your screen. North Penn kicking off. Blue jerseys, blue pants, going from right to left on the screen. Chad, real quickly, let's get over some keys to the game here.
Keys to the game for North Penn is going to be their offense and defense need to step up big time with the loss of Martin Leonard, Jeff Craig, Joe Talese, and Chris McKelvey. North Penn, let's take Bensalem lightly, even though the Knights have given up points in 10 quarters and Bensalem hasn't scored in over 2 games. With the Knights' injuries, anything can happen. Special teams for North Penn will be a big thing. They've been giving up long punt returns and long kickoff returns.
And John Corson, the new kicker for the injured Wes Heinel, booms this one down to the 8-yard line where it's taken by Carlos Hernandez. He gets the 20 to the 25, and he's driven down by number 5, Sid Anand, at the 27-yard line where Bensalem will take over. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Let's look at the starting lineups for Bensalem. At the offensive line, only one starter returning. That's Freeze at center. The other starters are Spano, Farrell, Boswell, Dietz, and Brady, the tight end. In the backfield for Bensalem will be the quarterback, number 9, Anthony Siegfried. Number 2, TJ Stansel, the flanker. The fullback is John Howard. Carlos Hernandez just returned the kickoff. He's the halfback. And Steve Ferris is the wide receiver. Under center is Siegfried, I formation. The give is to John Howard up the middle, wrapped up in the backfield by Dave Koslow for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 11, and with that, let's take a look at the starting defensive line for the North Penn Knights. Phil Chang wearing number 50. I beg your pardon, Dan Chang wearing number 50. That's his brother. Phil's number is one of the defensive ends. The other is Koslow. Fran Mahan and Ray McKnight are the defensive tackles. In the backfield for North Penn, Jared Gamble, Mike Moore, Mike Capusta, Mike Colonello are the linebackers. Thomas and Wagner are the corners. Johnson is the safety. 2nd and 11 for Bensalem. Knights showing blitz. I formation. Give is to Hernandez. Left side sweep. He goes nowhere. Brought down by a host of North Penn players. In on that tackle, Brick Mengel Spurio, number 32, who will also be seeing time tonight on the defensive line for North Penn, replacing Jeff Craig.
Yeah, he's got to step it up really big tonight. Jeff Craig was a big part of their defense, and when he went down with injury, Brick came in last game and stepped it up.
Luckily for North Penn, Craig's injury is not as serious as it appeared. Of course, he was taken off on a stretcher last game, immobilized at the neck, but he is fine. Passing situation, shotgun formation, split backs. Siegfried at quarterback, 3rd and long for Bensalem. Siegfried's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Chang and Koslow. Oh, they don't bring him down. It's completed. A good pass by Siegfried, but that one's going nowhere. Carlos Hernandez, the safety valve, picks it up, but nowhere to go on that play for Siegfried.
That was a great read by the defensive backs, covering all their men, so he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, we almost could have called that a coverage sack, but it obviously was not a sack. It was a good play by Siegfried to avoid a big loss right there.
Yes, it was.
Well, Bensalem will be forced to punt here in the early going. They go 3 and out. Back to receive is Aaron Thomas. The kick is away. It's a end-over-end punt. Thomas will let it drop. Bensalem downs it on their North Penn 35-yard line. Here comes the North Penn offense. Let's take a look at the starting offense for North Penn. On the line, Matt Ibargwin, a new starter. He's starting for Chris McKelvey. On the line, number 70, Koslow. Dave Koslow, number 76, is a guard. Chang, the center. Corey Jackson, number 71, is the guard. Chris Hamill is tackle, and Matt Hertz is tight end. Clay Kuklick is the quarterback, number 14. His brother Brian is the quarterback at Wake Forest. Heike Johnson, the running back. Aaron Thomas, the wingback. Mike Capusta, the fullback. And Evan Fitzpatrick is the wide receiver. 1st and 10, North Penn sets into motion. Hertz is now at tight end. Clay Kuklick will hand the ball off to Heike Johnson. He slices down for about 1 or 2 yards, setting up 2nd and about 9 for North Penn. Now the defensive starters for Bensalem, Azuna Ananwu is the one defensive end. Mooney and Newell are the 2 tackles. And John Howard, also the fullback, is the right defensive end for Bensalem. In the defensive backfield, Rich Lee, Tim Jenkins, and Fred Williams are the linebackers. Bailey and Wright are the cornerbacks. Williams and Stansel will finish off the secondary. 2nd and 9 for North Penn. Power I formation for the Knights. Now Colonello goes in motion. Kuklick with a quick handoff up the middle. It's Capusta. He breaks free and is wrapped up at the ankles and taken down after about a 6-yard gain by Ray Alger. I beg your pardon, that's Rich Lee. 3rd and 4 for the Knights. North Penn really did not throw the ball as much in the second half when they brought Clay Kuklick in. We'll see if they take the air here. You never know. Clay can run as well, so you might see a bootleg here, possibly a pass over running play for Clay.
Yes.
Well, 3rd and 4 just underway in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Kuklick will pitch out to Johnson. Can he get the corner? He does. He has plenty of room. Great block by Koslow. There's a flag on the play. This one's coming back. I don't know about this call. They might have called a block in the back. The flag is down. We'll pick up the call. This touchdown will most likely be nullified. A flag usually in that situation indicates a clip or a block in the back.
Or a hold.
Nonetheless, it will most likely be against North Penn, and it is holding against the Knights. So a big run of about 60 yards by Johnson comes back. We're going to take a look at this replay and see if we can pick up this holding call. That might have been on Koslow, but I don't think so. There it is, right there. That block in the back. It might have been Corey Jackson. It was one of the guards that was downfield. You kind of saw it was a block in the back, although the call was hold. I did not see a holding on that play, but a block in the back by Jackson.
Well, as a pulling guard, you're trying to get downfield, get out in front of your running back so you can get downfield and hit the open guy for him. But you can't hit him in the back. That obviously results in a penalty.
Well, that play was called back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and that foul was about 5 yards downfield, so they will play the down over pretty much from the same spot. 3rd and 5. North Penn in a tight formation. Now they go into motion. Fitzpatrick and Colinello are the split receivers. Hertz moves into the tight end position. Here's the pitch. This one's on the opposite side. Johnson cuts up. He gets the first down. And look at him go. He could go all the way down to the 20, the 15, 10-5. Touchdown Knights. Heike Johnson. Hey, they're going to run the same play again. No flags on this one, however. Just the opposite side of the field. Great play calling by Coach Pettin saying, hey, you can't stop us one way. We're just going to do it the other way.
That was a great job by Corey Jackson getting out in front and blocking the last safety.
Yeah, he did get a great downfield block, and just great speed by Johnson to even have enough stamina to come back after making a big run to do the same thing again on the very next play. We'll have that replay for you after the extra point attempt. Wes Heinel is going to be on to attempt this extra point. We were not sure of the status of Heinel before this game. He had a groin injury, but he will be on to test his leg here. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and it's well through there. Yeah, there's no question. His leg is still there. That was a great kick by Heinel. It's good. Let's take a look, see if we can pick up that block by Jackson. Actually, it was Evan Fitzpatrick downfield. Jackson had a good block about 10 yards out to give Johnson some more room. But, yeah, you were right. Good downfield block. That time was Evan Fitzpatrick about 25 yards downfield. Great block, springing Johnson for the touchdown. So the score is 7-0, 8:02 remaining in the first quarter here at Crawford Stadium. North Penn playing good defense and continuing to produce on offense. Johnson well on his way to another great game. He's already run for 120 yards, but 60 of them were called back on that one penalty.
Knights have obviously come out fired up tonight, trying to win this game for Martin Leonard, Jeff Craig, and all the other players that were hurt last week.
Yeah, definitely a lot of motivation on the field for the Knights. Here's Corson's kickoff. It's high and short. It will be taken by one of the up men at the 20-yard line. This is Steve Ferris, and he's mobbed at the 30-yard line. A return of about 10 yards on the bottom of the pile for the Knights is Ray McKnight. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Ball will be at the 30-yard line. So we'll see if Bensalem tries to take to the air here. The running game, they tried a couple sweeps on their first series, couldn't get anywhere. They have twins left.
No, they have trips left.
Trips left, you're right. One guy in the slot, I did not see him. Here's a stand-up pass. It's picked up by the flanker. Spins moved down. That was Carlos Hernandez lined up in the slot for Bensalem. Dan Chang almost tipped it actually. Just got over his hand, and Hernandez got about 8 yards on that play. 2nd and 2 for the Owls.
That was a nice catch by Hernandez, just jumping up and trying to reach for the ball. It was almost one-handed.
Yeah, and he also had Chang's hand all over his face. He really didn't have much chance to get a good visual on that ball, just kind of stuck his hands up there and brought it down. 2nd and 2 for the Owls. They'll go with twins right this time. Split for them are Stansel and Kevin Martin. Siegfried on the rollout. He has plenty of time Fires over the head of Stansel. That was probably a catchable ball. Stansel just missed it.
That was a smart move on his part. He had Mike Caposta coming full steam right at him.
Yeah, Siegfried was about to get drilled on that play. Caposta really sprung free. It was almost a delay blitz. He wasn't coming through right away, but after a few seconds came right through the line and had Siegfried in his sights, but Siegfried did manage to get rid of it. 3rd and 2. Tough play call here for the Owls. They're going to go shotgun split backs. Ball is at the 38-yard line. Here's a draw up the middle to Howard, wrapped up in the backfield, tripped up by Mike Moore, number 33, and the Owls will be forced to punt. Mike Moore, once again, making great plays. He's had maybe 20 tackles in 2 games for the Knights and 3 sacks. He has really stepped up, and if anybody's going to fill in for Martin Leonard, it's going to be Mike Moore.
That was another nice play by Caposta coming in and pushing the running back inside.
Here's the punt by Bensalem. It's a high spiral, sending Thomas back to his 20-yard line. He has nowhere to go. And he is tackled finally by Bensalem's number 80. That's Steve Farris on the tackle. So Knights looked like they were trying a little punt block there. Nobody was back for Thomas. He had nowhere to go. I do have a feeling, though, I can feel it. Thomas is due for a big punt return. He hasn't had one in a couple games. Of course, he did have an interception return for a touchdown against Truman. But he is so dangerous. You can't help but think he's got to break one of these days.
Oh, he has so much speed. He can, if he bounces it outside, he's gone.
It's just a matter of getting those first 5 yards untouched. Knights go in motion. Fullback is now Caposta. Flags all over the place. I don't know if Caposta got back set on that play after going in motion. We'll pick up the call.
Caposta needs to step up big time on offense, especially filling in for Martin Leonard. That's a big job to do.
Well, the penalty is illegal procedure against the Knights. As I said, I don't think Caposta got set after he went in motion. That'll drop it back 5 yards. It will remain first down. 15 yards to go for North Penn. Ball will be back at their own 10-yard line. Clock running, 6:15 on the clock in the first quarter. Here's a pitch to Johnson. He's got an escort in Koslow. Great pancake block, springing him for the first down. Koslow hustling downfield. He has size and speed. And these coaches will tell you that speed is a lot more important than size. So it looks like North Penn will be content to run the ball outside all day. You know, they're not having as much size in the middle with McKelvey out of the lineup. So they're going to try to run around. They'll pull Koslow all day. They're just going to run behind him. And if Johnson continues to get 10 yards, 15 yards or more on every sweep, it's going to be a really long night for Bensalem.
Yeah, they haven't had too much of a play selection so far tonight.
Here's a blind bootleg. Kucklick, will he tuck it up? No, he fires to an open Mike Caposta. He breaks free across midfield, out of bounds, just inside midfield at the 49-yard line. That's the first pass play we've seen from Clay Kucklick, and a good read. Looked like he was going to tuck it up, faked out the linebacker, got him to bite, and Caposta picks up 11 yards on that play.
Well, that's what the sweeps can do for you. I mean, you keep running the ball outside, sooner or later they're going to come up and bite on it, and you can just dump it over their ends.
Yeah, they did a little play fake coming to the opposite side, and Kucklick took it. He gave a little pump fake that he was going to run and then just kept it. Caposta wide open. Fitzpatrick split to the near side. It's 1st and 10 North Penn. Colinello now comes in motion. Play action. This is the same play, other side. He's going deep. Colinello wide open. Kucklick had him wide open and threw it out of bounds. Well, that can just be a little lack of confidence by Kucklick or a little nerves maybe. It's really tough as a quarterback, especially in your first varsity start. You see a guy wide open streaking down the field. You want to make a perfect throw, and sometimes you tend to aim the ball. You just have to let it loose sometimes. 2nd and 10 for the Knights. We'll see if they give it back to Johnson after that incomplete pass. It is 2nd and long. Clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. 5:28 in the early going in the first quarter. Colinello goes in motion. Flags all over the place. It's probably going to be another procedure penalty for the Knights. I mean, they had this problem last week, Chad, and you and I were on the sidelines at Council Rock. They ran out of their top 2 fullbacks were injured. They had to bring in Mike Capus to move him back from tight end to fullback. And basically what they had to do was have him come over to the sideline on every play and tell him where to line up. Now, I don't know if this was against Capusta. Now, this call is 2 men in motion against North Penn. It's declined anyhow. But Capusta is just really getting used to being a fullback again. He's had a good week of work to get used to that position. But it's really going to be key for North Penn to have Capusta be mentally in this game 100%.
Yeah, Yeager's suited up, but with the shoulder injury that he suffered last week, he's not going to do too much playing time.
Yeah, he will be an emergency fullback for the Knights. In fact, we might not see him play at all, I would imagine. 3rd and 8 for North Penn. They're going to go with 5 wide receivers. Kuklik is in trouble. He evades the one defender. He's going to run it and is stopped for no gain by the Bensalem defense. They're going to bring in the punt team. John Corson on to kick for North Penn. Good coverage downfield by Bensalem. Not much Kuklik could do.
Yeah, they even read that he might tuck it up and run it. I mean, they've just tried running that play 3 times in a row now.
And with the 5 wide receiver formation, you saw nobody in the backfield to help Kuklik out with a block. And that one guy from Bensalem, the linebacker, came straight through, and Kuklik was forced to scramble.
That was a great job of eluding him, though.
Here's Corson's punt. It's away. It's end over end. Heading down to the 20-yard line, takes a Bensalem bounce. And downed by North Penn's Dan Chang at the 24-yard line. So good coverage downfield, no return by Bensalem Stansel. 1st and 10 Owls. 4:12 on the clock in the opening quarter. Score remains 7-0 North Penn. Bensalem yet to get a first down. That sounds awfully familiar. Of course, Truman 2 weeks ago, North Penn held them to 3 first downs. And this defense is looking just as dominant. We have a shaken up player for North Penn, I believe. Trying to pick up a number on the injured player. I can't. I think it might be Mike Capusta, but I'm not sure. Yes, it is, number 43. Good camera work down there by Craig Wireman. Can tell maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him just by the way he's kneeling down there. But Capusta, Knights cannot afford to lose him.
No, not at all.
Both on defense, and now they're down to no fullbacks right now. And Coach Pettin had said something after the game last week, saying that we came into the season wanting to be fullback by committee, meaning we have Capusta, Yeager, and Leonard. Now it looks like they're going to be fullback by process of elimination if this keeps up.
Well, he just looks like he's a little shaken up. I think he'll be back in a couple plays.
Yeah, he's limping off to the sideline. You're right, Chad. I don't think it's anything too serious. Walking off under his own power, that's a good sign. Open formation for the Bensalem Owls. Siegfried is the quarterback. There's an inside draw. Big stick by Fran Mahan in the backfield. 3-yard loss. John Howard goes nowhere fast. Actually, that was Carlos Hernandez. Fran Mahan, the sophomore, coming up big. Penetration by North Penn on the defensive line has been incredible this game. There hasn't been a play yet when they haven't been in the backfield.
Usually you want the offensive line flying off the ball, but so far it looks like the Knights have been reading like the snap count and just been flying through.
And we'll see if Bensalem changes up that snap count. North Penn has been all over the Bensalem backfield. I formation, twins left for Bensalem. Here's a run up the middle for Hernandez. Good tackle from behind on that play by North Penn after about a 3-yard loss. It was Ray McKnight holding on for dear life and bringing him down, setting up about a 3rd and 5 for Bensalem. Ball is spotted at the 29-yard line of the Owls. See if North Penn can step up here and get right back on offense. They can force Bensalem to punt after this play. Shotgun formation, Owls showing pass. Siegfried back to pass, up the middle, it's caught by the tight end. And a first down for Bensalem. That was number 88, Bill Hollybeck. 1st and 10 Owls after a big third down conversion stop made by Ray McKnight for the Knights. And we should mention on that second down play, that rush by Hernandez was the first positive yardage rush by the Owls, and they also have just picked up their first down of the game. 2.5 minutes remain in the first quarter. The Knights are up 7-0. Farris split to the near side. On the far side, it's Stansel. Siegfried gives to Hernandez. Mike Moore got around his ankles, but could not wrap him up. And he slashes up for another 3-yard gain before being stopped by Brick Mengel-Spurio.
He was slow to get up. He's limping into the huddle.
Second and 7 for Bensalem. Ball has the nose of the football on the 40-yard line of the Owls. I formation in the backfield.
Looks like Bensalem might try another pass right here.
Oh, it's a draw up the middle to John Howard. Big, powerful run right over Mike Moore. And Moore and Chang bring him down after about a 5-yard gain. 3rd and about 1.5 yards for the Owls. Clock running, 1:10 to go in the opening quarter. Glad he could join us on North Penn Television along with Chad Powell. I'm Kyle Berger here at Crawford Stadium. The 3-0 Knights against the 1-2 Bensalem Owls. Stansel comes in motion for the Owls. They're gonna try the sweep. Gamble was beat off the corner by Hernandez and got plowed on a big block by the Owls coming around the corner. 1st and 10 for Bensalem. Good block, springing Hernandez for that first down.
That was a great block by Stansel, taking out Dave Koslow.
Let's take a look at that. See if we can pick up the number on that truck, as they say. Oh, that's John Howard. 215 pounds laying the bricks on Jared Gamble, and he takes a seat on the sideline after that hit. He's not feeling too well. But the good news is Mike Kapusta is back into the game for North Penn. Very good news. 1st and 10 Owls. Give up the middle to Hernandez. He'll slash up the middle for about 6-yard gain. Brought down by Fran Mahana and Heike Johnson. Now in the final 30 seconds of the opening quarter, Bensalem showing signs of life on offense for the first time tonight. This will be the last play of the first quarter.
If they even get the play off.
Well, they do. This is the last play. Bensalem looking to go deep. Koslow gets beat around the corner. And a good scramble out of bounds for a first down by Siegfried. Koslow got beat to the outside on that play, giving Bensalem yet another first down. But that'll be the end of the first quarter. The score remains 7-0 North Penn. We'll be back with the second quarter here on North Penn Television after this short break. Stay with us.
Next trip to the store, look for products made from recycled materials. Then buy them.
Call 1-800-CALL-EDF for your free Buy Recycled shopping guide.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. There you see Martin Leonard, the injured co-captain for the Knights, watching as there's a flag on this play after a pickup of 1 yard. Let's talk a little bit more about Martin Leonard, Chad. Obviously the heart and soul of this North Penn team. He's not the biggest player on this team, number 21 is, but he has the biggest heart on this team. And it was really unfortunate to see him leave the field on a cart last week after breaking his leg. And you really have to feel for Martin. I mean, this team is going to play the rest of this season in honor of Martin. I mean, he is just really the true essence of what a captain should be for a football team.
I mean, he comes up, he makes big plays. Like Kyle said, he's not the biggest person on the team, but he comes out and he busts his butt every single play.
Yeah, he has really been an inspiration. I mean, you see him coming to the game tonight in a wheelchair. That is just showing, I mean, he is really, we can't say enough about this. It's just really incredible to see Martin here supporting his team. I heard that he was in the locker room pregame talking to North Penn, trying to get him motivated. And if that doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what will. 1st and 23. Here's the pass over the middle. Kapusta brings down Steve Farris after a pickup of about 8 yards. Ball is spotted at the 38-yard line of North Penn.
North Penn needs to come up with a really big stop right here. They need to be shutting Bensalem down.
Of course, now that shutout streak, not to jinx it, I hope, is now up to 11 quarters. Yeah, we're knocking on wood up here in the press box. 11 quarters so far for North Penn. Shotgun formation. Here comes the blitz. It's a screen left to Howard. That's got to be holding. I don't know how they didn't call that. TJ Stansel, I don't know if you saw him in your screen. He pretty much grabbed a hold of Kapusta's jersey and threw him to the ground. Actually, it was Clay Kucklick, I beg your pardon. Now it's close to a first down for Bensalem. Third and 2 for Bensalem, ball just outside North Penn's 25-yard line. Corey Jackson is checked into the game for North Penn on the defensive line, adding a lot more size on that line. Here we go, 3rd and short for Bensalem, backs in the I formation. Hernandez gets the carry. He goes nowhere. Kapusta stuffs him in the backfield, along with North Penn's number 79, Brian Hand.
That was a great play by Mike Moore, come flying around the end, taking out the lead block.
Exactly. You don't want to credit that tackle to Moore, but he sure helped. He stuffed the blocker, John Howard, on that play. Did a good job of clogging the hole, and that's what helps a lot of tackles. So it is 4th and 1. I think Bensalem is going for it. This will be about a 43-yard field goal. So North Penn will stack the line, although Bensalem will split a couple wide receivers, namely 3 out. Howard is the single setback. We might see that stand-up pass here. Here it is. Costello all over it, incomplete. Actually, that's a fumble. That one was actually moving backwards from the line of scrimmage, so North Penn will actually gain 4 yards out of that play. 1st and 10, North Penn.
That was a great read by Dave Costello, especially coming up and trying to reach for that ball. He made the quarterback throw it over his head, and he overthrew his receiver.
Yeah, you could almost see Costello on when he lined up for that play. He was further outside than he usually was, almost anticipating that play. He didn't get a piece of the ball, but did disturb enough traffic to get that ball, which was a fumble since it was moving lateral or backward to the line of scrimmage. Anyway, it's 1st and 10 North Penn after that fumble on 4th down.
And that's what North Penn needed. They needed a big stop right there.
And they got it. The shutout streak continues. Clay Kuklik is caught in the backfield but manages to hand the ball off to Aaron Thomas for about a 9-yard gain. There's that little inside reverse for Thomas. 2nd and 2 for North Penn as Thomas comes off after that play.
TJ Stansel pretty much wrapped him up and slammed him down on his back and neck.
Yeah, it was pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle for Stansel. Second and 2 for North Penn. Ball at the 40-yard line. Here's Johnson on the sweep, I should say. He picks up 7 yards and a first down for North Penn. Across the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 North Penn, 8:34 to go in the first half. They lead 7-0.
Mikey looking very Barry Sanders right there, cutting the ball back against the grain of the defense.
Bensalem has pretty vivid memories of Mikey Johnson, not only from the first quarter, but from last year. He had an incredible run. If you were at that game, you remember and you know what I'm talking about. It was about a 69-yard run by Johnson, complete with 3 spin moves, a hurdle, and a stiff arm down the right sideline on a sweep, making the Bensalem defense look awfully foolish. 1st and 10 North Penn. Play fake by Kuklik. He's rolling. He fires, looking for Colinello. He threw that one a bit too far. So we've seen Kuklik throw one decent pass to Mike Kapusta in the flat, but after throwing 2 incomplete passes to Colinello, he's looking a little shaky going deep.
I don't know if that was the best spot he should have been passing to. He had Mike Yeager wide open 10 yards down the field. Yeager had nobody around him.
Well, that's a good sign, though, having Yeager in the game at least. But they do take him out after that play, probably just for a different formation. And it is power I formation. Fitzpatrick to the right. Hurts split wide to the left. Now Kapusta goes in motion. Kuklik running the option. Mikey Johnson has nowhere to go. Not good blocking on that play, and picking up the big stop is number 45 for Bensalem. That's Dean DeJesus. About a 6-yard loss on that play for Johnson. Bensalem had that one pretty much covered.
Bensalem's looking for the same thing that North Penn was looking for last series. They're looking for a big stop right now to try and get their team back in this.
Well, we might see North Penn air it out here, although Kuklik is 0 for 2 going deep tonight. They're going to split Fitzpatrick, Johnson, and Colinello to the right. Shotgun formation. Oh, everybody moved except the center. Looks like they missed up the snap count. So the whole offensive line except Dan Chang move on that play. And that is obviously a false start against North Penn. They'll take it back 5 yards from the original spot. 3rd and 21 for North Penn. Mikey Johnson has 6 carries for 79 yards and a touchdown so far in this game. 7:22 remaining in the first half. And as we said, 3rd and 21, North Penn now losing valuable field position. The ball is on their own 36-yard line. Fitzpatrick out wide right. He's lined up against single coverage from Labrado right. Here's Kuklik rolling right. Fitzpatrick runs the out and up. Here it is, Kuklik. Oh, just throws it a bit too far out of Fitzpatrick's reach. So Kuklik with 3 overthrows in the early going here, but that play was pretty much run to perfection except for the completion part of it.
Kuklik right now is trying to show off that he has a really big arm, and it's costing him.
Yeah, that guy, Evan was wide open on that play, and that was the play that he ran twice against Penn Ridge and got North Penn the win pretty much single-handedly.
I must say that was a great effort right there by Evan Fitzpatrick, just laying out, trying to catch the ball.
Yeah, full extension, just couldn't get it. John Corson on to punt for North Penn, so Bensalem does get that stop. Kick is away. It's a beauty, a high spiral, sending Stansel back inside his 30-yard line. He has room on the left side. But a good special teams tackle by McKnight brings him down. He did a good job of just holding on for dear life until North Penn could get some support there. Return of about 10 yards out to the 28-yard line of Bensalem. 1st and 10 for the Owls.
McKnight, only being a sophomore, stepping it up big time right now for North Penn.
Also seeing some time on the defensive line, switching up with Brickmangle Spurio on that line, filling in for Jeff Craig. 7-0 remains the score. North Penn notoriously a slow first half team, although they did score all 17 of their points in the first half last week. Kuklik is 1 for 4 for 25 yards on the game. 2-yard run on that play, tackle made by Mike Kapusta. And that was Hernandez getting the carry for Bensalem. Well, earlier today it was raining, so the field is rather soft down there, and it's pretty humid out there, but no signs of rain for the rest of the night, so these should be pretty good field conditions. A soft field is always good for preventing injuries.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of backs in the backfield trying to make cuts and been slipping a lot.
There's an inside draw to the fullback, John Howard. He's popped by Kapusta after a 1-yard gain and sent backwards. On forward progress, it will be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7, we'll call it, for Bensalem. So North Penn doing a good job so far tonight of not giving up the big play, which is always a key. You don't want to give a team momentum that is usually given to them after maybe a 15 or 20-yard gain. So 3rd and 7 for North Penn. And timeout is called on the field. I believe by North Penn, they had the wrong defensive formation in there. They didn't know what to do. So that's their first timeout of the half. Freezing the clock with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. 7-0, North Penn stays in the lead. Well, it looks like Carlos Hernandez has been the go-to guy for Bensalem so far tonight, although he hasn't had many yards. This is similar to what Truman had problems with last week. Or 2 weeks ago, I should say. They just couldn't find anybody to consistently carry the ball that could get positive yardage on every play, which doesn't necessarily fall on the shoulders of the running back, but the offensive line, who's been getting blown off the ball by North Penn's defense.
Well, it looks like they're trying to use Hernandez as like their star running back, like they were doing with Keith Davis last year, who in the state had the best times in the 100 and 200-yard dashes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different story when you lose a track star, basically. And now you have a guy, Hernandez, who has good speed and good size, but there's just you can't teach speed, obviously. And we saw Keith Davis last year run all over North Penn, although they did a good job of containing him, only giving up 1 or 2 big runs to him. But once he got outside, he was gone. We haven't seen the same type of speed from Hernandez. 3rd and 7 for Bensalem. Shotgun formation, split backs, Hernandez and Howard. Back to pass, blindside blitz. Moore with a big stick on the quarterback, but meanwhile, downfield for 20 yards. It's a first down. The ball was to TJ Stansel, pick up about 20 yards on the play. But boy, did Siegfried take a shot on that play by Mike Moore.
As you were saying earlier, Connor, Mike Moore for the Knights has just been an animal playing linebacker. He's been going after quarterbacks left and right.
Yeah, talking with Coach Pettin this week, and we were watching some of the tape from Council Rock, one of Moore's sacks that we saw on the pregame show in that highlight film, it was a blindside blitz, and he just kind of went for the ankles. Pettin wants him to start taking, the big hit on the quarterback, put his helmet and shoulder pads right into the numbers of the quarterback, get a big hit, try to put a hurting on the quarterback. Ball is loose, but on the fumbled snap, I believe it was Siegfried somehow recovered it. That ball went flying out of there. I don't know if that just totally missed Siegfried on the snap. That went about 5 or 6 yards backwards, almost 10 yards even.
I don't know if number 50, Dan Chen, even realized what happened, because that ball went straight through the quarterback's legs, and he could have came flying in from the end. He started walking, and he didn't realize what was going on, I think.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Just watch this ball go flying out of there. Yeah, it went through his legs, beat him 5-hole, and somehow he came up with it. Meanwhile, it's 2nd 18. Back alive now at Crawford Stadium. The handoff goes to Hernandez. Trying to get the corner. He goes nowhere. There you see, Chad. That's the footing that kind of caught up with him there. He was looking to make a cut back, and his feet just kind of went out from under him, and Thomas buried him.
Well, that's the result from the rain earlier.
And also partially the field, of course. We tend to say this every game. It slopes from the middle to the sideline. And once you get going toward the sideline, it's hard to make a cut, especially in these conditions, back to the middle of the field. Well, this series for Bensalem started at the 50-yard line. The ball is now back inside their own 35. It's third and about 30 yards for Bensalem. Back to pass. And Stansel, not a really smart play right there. You know, why bother even throwing the ball, although Koslow now is injured. We kind of saw on that play, he got chop blocked right off the line of scrimmage, and he's down. Hopefully nothing serious. But that play selection, or maybe even just the pass selection by the Bensalem quarterback, Siegfried, not really a smart play. If you have about 25, 30 yards to go, there's no sense in throwing a stand-up pass to only get you 2 yards.
Well, I don't know. North Penn's been pretty successful with that with High Key. I mean, he had that 30-yard run off the stand-up pass, which was a little bit more like a quick slant. But
well, Koslow is up on his own power. That's a good sign, although he is limping. Looks like his right leg is bothering him. He's wincing in pain coming to the sideline. North Penn already down one captain. They can't afford to lose any more. Well, North Penn will take another timeout. That's their second. They only have one left, but 3:17 on the clock. I'm going to take a look on the sideline, see if we can find out what's happening to Dave Koslow. They are looking at his right leg.
I think they're more or less trying to take this timeout, give the team a little break, see if they can get Koslow back in, because he's pretty much their star end.
Well, when we come back from this timeout, Bensalem will be punting. And North Penn will most likely be in good field position. Bensalem has the ball at their own 34-yard line. You'd imagine North Penn would get the ball in between the 40 and 50-yard line off the punt.
As number 32, Brick Sperrio, came in to take Dave Koslow's place.
Well, we'll see who takes his place on the offensive line at guard. That is obviously a big key. He's been pulling around on those sweeps for Johnson in this game. Stansel's punt is just barely away. It's a high wobbler. Thomas hangs onto the ball. A good special teams tackle on that play by Farris. Usually, fans here are calling for a flag. Usually you have to give a guy a 2 or 3 yard cushion to catch the ball. But that looked pretty good to me. Farris with a great play on special teams.
I don't think that was too good of a choice on Thomas's part, not calling for a fair catch.
Yep.
I mean, if you do that at the wrong time, you're going to get your head taken off.
Yeah, that was a good time, as you said, to use a fair catch. We haven't seen any really from Thomas so far this year. But Koslow is back in the game, and that's good to see for North Penn. He's lined up in that right guard spot. We'll see if they run right behind him, test him out right away. Well, he's pulling on this sweep. And Johnson gets around the end. He has Koslow in front of him, gets a pancake block, and picks up about 20 yards. 1st and 10, North Penn at the 42-yard line. I think he's back, Chad.
It was a great job by Dave Koslow right after getting hurt, coming back and showing them that they can't hurt him.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. You see Heike Johnson, one of the, you would say, the fastest guys on the Knights, maybe Aaron Thomas a little faster. But he's running full speed around that sweep, and Koslow is step for step with him, and he's got maybe 50 pounds on him.
I don't know. I think he slowed down just a little so he could get a block out of Koslow.
Oh, it was a good read by Johnson nonetheless. I formation for North Penn. Clock stopped at 2:59. Johnson on the sweep to the other side. He gets a block, steps over one, and another first down for North Penn inside the 29-yard line. Clock stopped, 2:51 in the half. North Penn driving to try to get another touchdown before this half is over.
Petty's showing once more, you can't stop us on the outsides. We're just going to come right at you there.
We saw this on Thanksgiving last year against LC. They ran these sweeps and off tackles all day, and they just dared LC to try to stop them. That looks pretty much like what they're doing right now, saying to Bensalem, if you're not going to stop it, we're just going to keep running it all night. Here's a draw up the middle. Off tackle to Johnson. Breaks loose, has his ankles wrapped up. Picks up 9 yards, just shy of the 20-yard line. Clock running. North Penn has one timeout left. They will probably save it for later in the half. 2:15 to go in the second quarter.
Right there, Haki got an extra 3 yards doing his little patented spin move.
Yeah, it's one of the best in Suburban 1 football. Fitzpatrick will be split out to the far side. Colonello lined up in the slot. Fullback is Kapusta, and here's the same exact play. Johnson will, I think, get the first down. I'm not sure. Yes, he has it by about a yard. Inside the 20-yard line. Well, actually, they're going to measure it. It's closer than I gave it credit for.
I think once he just got in the pile, the offensive line just came up and gave him a nice shove from behind.
Yeah, forward progress might give him the first down. Now, they're not even going to measure it. 1st and 10 North Penn. Ball at the 20-yard line for the Knights. Heike Johnson is already over 100 yards. He has 124 yards on 10 carries in just short of 2 quarters of football. Make that his 8th straight 100-yard game for Heike Johnson, dating back to last year. Although Mike Kapusta, he comes off the field once again injured. We hope he didn't re-aggravate what just happened to him in the early going. So Kapusta, the fullback, has to come out, and Mike Yeager, playing at obviously less than 100%, is now the fullback for North Penn. Clock now running, 1:50 to go in the second quarter, 7-0 North Penn. Yeager and Johnson in an open set. Fitzpatrick split to the left, Colonello the slot. Here's the fade pattern to Fitzpatrick. Actually, it's a slant. He catches it. Touchdown Knights. Evan Fitzpatrick on the quick slant. Good ball by Clay Kucklick on that play. Stepping up and making a great pass on the cutting Fitzpatrick.
That was a great catch by Fitzpatrick, jumping up and catching it.
Yeah, he had bobbled it at first, but good focus by Fitzpatrick, not trying to run before he caught the football. Hangs on to it, and it's 13-0 North Penn with the extra point to follow.
Clay always has to throw it just a little bit high, though, because he's so short he can't really see over his front line.
Yeah, Kucklick does not go too tall. He's 6'1", listed at 6'1", but that's probably with his helmet and his cleats on. Probably closer to about 5'10". Joe Talese was 5'10" as well. So with 1:37 to go in the first half, clock is obviously stopped for this extra point attempt by Wes Heinel. Low snap, ball is spotted nicely by Kucklick, but Heinel could not get it away. So low snap costs North Penn that extra point. Score remains 13-0. Let's take a look at Evan Fitzpatrick's great catch. Watch the focus here. Just comes up with that catch, bobbled it a little bit, hung on to it. Good work by number 81 on that play.
That was a nice job by the line. Kucklick had a nice lane and could see right through. That was my fault. I said he was short. But the offensive line gave him a nice lane to see right through the line, and he could fire the ball right in.
Yeah, and it even fooled me actually when I first had called the play. I said it was a fade pattern because North Penn does have that in their offensive package. And you saw Fitzpatrick took a little step out to the left, and I thought he was going on the fade pattern, but Kucklick just laced it right in there on the quick slant, and he really made the cornerback look bad on that play. I believe it was Librado Wright, number 25, who had been lined up against him for that whole series. So North Penn is on to kick off. Corson will boot it for the Knights. Ball is away. It's a low line drive taken and bobbled by Farris. I beg your pardon, that's Hernandez. And a good special teams tackle. I believe Mike Moore got his head in there. And Fran Mahan. That was Fran Mahan on the tackle. So 1st and 10 for the Owls. They have 3 timeouts and 1:30 to work with. They trail by 13. Ball is at the 27-yard line of the Owls. Bensalem will be doing a sort of hurry-up offense here, although they have 3 timeouts to go. They'll probably be passing the ball for the better part of this drive. Setting up a quick slant on that play. Down to Bill Hollybeck, picking up 12 yards and another Bensalem first down. Just kind of did a little 10-yard slant and settled nicely into that zone coverage of North Penn and just had an easy catch right there.
I thought they'd run what North Penn usually runs, the 5 and outs, 10 and outs, so that way either you catch the ball, you can run out of bounds, you drop it, the clock still stops.
No huddle for the Owls. Siegfried drops back. It's a quick swing pass over to Howard. He's rumbling down across midfield. Picks up 13 yards, stopping the clock with a first down. Nice swing pass set up there by Bensalem, changing it up out of the backfield. Howard, once he turned that corner, has a lot of speed and a lot of size, and he picked up the first down. Once again, no huddle for Bensalem. Clock now running, just over a minute to go. Here's the ball by Siegfried, knocked down nicely by Mike Moore. Good play by the junior linebacker before Halyabek could grab it.
It's a nice effort by Jared Gamble trying to go after the tip ball.
Yeah, Moore just got a hand in there and legally. A good clean play by Moore. No pass interference, obviously, on that play. 2nd and 10 for Bensalem after the incomplete pass. Clock stopped, 59 seconds to go in the first half. Stansel will be split to the left along with Halyabek, and wide to the right, Steve Ferris. Siegfried drops back, flag on the play. Gets away from Spurio. He's still on his feet, trying to get toward the sideline. He just turns it up, and look at him go. Down to the 12-yard line, knocked out by Colonello. This whole thing could be coming back, though. We'll see if we can pick up the call on this.
Usually when you see the quarterback running down the field like that, either the play was broken, there was nobody to throw to, which means good defensive coverage, or it became straight through the line and one guy was trying to take too many people and wound up holding, which could be the penalty.
Well, the penalty on this play is an illegal shift. It was thrown as the ball was snapped, and what that means is there were 2 men in motion for Bensalem. That's 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So North Penn gets a break there after a big gain of probably about 35 yards by Siegfried. All for naught. They lose those yards along with 5 more. 2nd and 15 for the Owls. Ball at the 49-yard line. Here's that replay. And good speed, actually, by Siegfried. Very deceptive speed. I wasn't expecting him to be that quick of a quarterback, but got that corner real quick and just burnt the North Penn defense.
Gotta give Colonello some credit for getting over there and shoving him out of bounds.
Here's Siegfried. He's going deep and overthrown.
He might be hurt. He just got bowled over by Dave Koslow.
Yeah, Koslow really laid a licking on him. And it was clean, and they're going to call timeout for Siegfried. So Siegfried still down and has not moved as of yet. And let's take a look at this. If maybe we can pick it up. Watch Koslow coming off the right end. You can kind of see it. He hit him pretty high and pretty hard. A clean hit. He had his 2 steps and got his shot in on the quarterback. And he is still not moved. A hit like that, if you go helmet to his jaw, he's probably going to wind up with a concussion. They're going to take their time and take care of Siegfried, although he is up. Showing a lot of toughness. He will have to come off for 1 play. You saw him shake the cobwebs out right there. Koslow really hit him hard.
He's going to remember that number for the rest of the night.
Including in his sleep, I would imagine. He's going to have numbers 76 in his nightmares tonight. Big hit by Koslow, the captain of the Knights. 3rd and 15, ball at the Bensalem 49-yard line. Now at quarterback is number 10, I believe. Yes, Jim Era, who goes 5'8", 136. Not a big guy at all for quarterback. And he's coming in cold right now. Shotgun formation. Throws the ball to the middle. Stansel wide open. And I believe he has a first down for Bensalem.
There's another big hit right there by Dave Koslow. This time, quarterback looks like he's already jumped straight up to his feet.
And they'll call a timeout to bring back in Siegfried, I think. Or are they going to keep Arrow in the game? Really looked like North Penn zone coverage just didn't pick up Stansel. He did a little slant right off the whistle, or right off the snap, and settled underneath. But a nice play by Stansel to fight his way through the North Penn defense to get the first down.
I think what's happening is the linebacker's coming up trying to take the end for Dave Koslow, who's been blitzing in pretty much, and that flat right in there is pretty much open.
Well, after Bensalem called the timeout, it is 1st and 10 for the Owls. Ball at the 36-yard line. I believe they have 2 timeouts left. That was their first, because the other timeout was an injury timeout, which is not charged to the team. 34 seconds left in the first half. North Penn leads 13-0 after a touchdown run by Heike Johnson and a touchdown reception by Evan Fitzpatrick. The Knights did miss the extra point after Fitzpatrick's touchdown, so the score is 13-0.
I'm pretty much willing to bet that Bensalem's going to come out with a run, just because they've been passing the ball so much.
Yeah, and with 2 timeouts to work with, just to change it up, maybe just a draw play up the middle, try to catch North Penn off guard, or even just a pass out of the backfield. But Siegfried is back in at quarterback for the Owls. Shotgun formation, the backs Hernandez and Howard are split. Siegfried back to pass. Going deep. Thomas in coverage. Knocks it down. It looked like both Thomas and Johnson couldn't figure out who wanted to intercept that ball. They ran into each other, but no matter. It was an incomplete pass. So good coverage downfield by the Knights, reading that long pass.
Just a little bit of miscommunication between Aaron Thomas and Heike.
That was the intended receiver was TJ Stansel, number 2 on that play, who has great speed. But North Penn giving him a little bit of a 5 or 6 yard cushion off the ball. Had plenty of time, Thomas did, to return back and recover, and got good support by Heike Johnson on that play.
Stansel seems to be their go-to guy on passes.
He did see a little playing time last year, of course, overshadowed by Krishan Lewis, who has now graduated. Here's Siegfried. Throws a little 5 and in to Stansel. We'll see if Bensalem calls timeout. They do, smartly. 18 seconds to go. It's their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Clay Kucklick made the stop on that play. Bensalem needs probably about 10 more yards before they can think of even kicking a field goal. We might just see them try to take a couple shots at the end zone. Although with 3rd down, they probably just want to get that 1st down and get a new series of plays in.
Getting the 3rd down would probably be the smartest play.
Maybe just a 5 and out here.
I don't know, they might run the 5 and in looking for that zone again.
True, because the clock does stop after a 1st down. You don't have to worry about calling a timeout. And we've seen Bensalem run no huddle, so they can just get right on the ball and call their plays. So the score remains 13-0, North Penn in the lead. 18 ticks on the clock in the second quarter. As we break from this timeout, 3rd and a long 3 for Bensalem. Ball at the North Penn 30-yard line. And Bensalem will bring in the shotgun formation with the split backs. Split to the near side is Bruce Summerer, number 83. And as you said, Chad, the go-to guy, TJ Stansel. Split to the right, split backs.
Looks like North Penn's trying to favor Stansel a little bit. They're moving their fastest guy, Aaron Thomas, over to cover him.
Well, there's that 5 and in. He does get the 1st down, stopping the clock with 13 seconds left. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Ball inside the 25-yard line of North Penn, actually just outside of it. Bensalem will maybe spike the ball here to get a clock stoppage.
That looks like what they're getting ready to do, is just hike it and spike it.
Oh, no, they're going to run a play. 5 and out. Overthrown by Siegfried. It goes out of bounds. Intended receiver, Stansel. But that does stop the clock. 6 seconds left. Maybe time for one more play and then a field goal attempt, although this is a pretty hefty kick. It's about maybe a 43-yard attempt.
Looked like on that last play that Clay Kucklick might have got a hand on that ball.
Yeah, that was a rocket by Siegfried. Well high. Not easily catchable, and Stansel could not find the handle on it. Probably a shot to the end zone here by Bensalem, you would imagine. Well, twins to the left side of the field, it is Hollybeck and Stansel. Summerer on the far side, backs in the I formation. Siegfried back to pass. Looking to the end zone, he's flushed out of the pocket and wrapped up by Costello and Jackson. And that'll do it for the first half. North Penn now with 12 straight quarters of shutout football. Defense has been the story in this first half for North Penn.
once more, great coverage down deep by the defensive backs, and the defensive line's just stepping up big time, trying to come in and get the sacks.
Well, North Penn obviously playing a motivated game in honor of Martin Leonard, their fallen co-captain, and they have done well in the first half, getting 2 touchdowns and holding Bensalem off the scoreboard. And we'll come back with the second half after this short break on North Penn Television. Back after this. Stay with us.
When you buy disposable products for your home, you're really saying, it's okay to deplete natural resources. So when they tell you to buy stuff that's reusable, you tell them you'd rather throw it all away. Buy smart, waste less, save more.
Here's my nephew Scruff, about to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game?
In here. Well, look at this.
Uh-oh.
It's my dad's. You want to hold it?
What'll I do?
You'll see, but that's not the only problem he has.
Hey, here's a shortcut.
Not down there, Square.
I don't think it's safe. Come on, the coast is clear.
I'm not taking a chance, Lance.
Oh, no.
Well, hello, Dogface. Come to give us your sneakers.
Uh-oh, trouble again, Scruff. What are you gonna do now?
I don't know.
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies, drugs, and guns.
Am I the hero again?
You'll see. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. And you'll be helping take a bite out of crime.
I want it, I want...
If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
Oh, welcome back to Crawford Stadium. It's halftime, just about ready to start the third quarter here. 13-0, North Penn has the lead, scoring a touchdown by Heike Johnson in the first quarter, Evan Fitzpatrick in the second quarter, and thus a 13-point lead for the Knights. Chad, let's take a look at some of the first half stats for both teams.
With total yards, North Penn has 169, Bensalem 121. Heike Johnson 124 yards on 10 carries. Koklik is 2 for 5 with 43 yards and a touchdown. Kapust is 10 yards on 2 carries, which for him is like a lot because he hasn't been playing that much at fullback and he doesn't really know what he's doing until today. For Bensalem, Hernandez has 27 yards on 8 carries. Siegfried is 12 for 17 passing with 118 yards. And Stansel's 5 catches for 52 yards.
Pretty impressive, that passing stat for Siegfried, 12 for 17. Very impressive. Well, here's the kickoff by Bensalem. Thomas will set up the wall to the right side of the field. He's got a lane. Look at him go. He's up to the 40, cuts to the inside, 45, and out to the 48-yard line. Good return by Aaron Thomas to start the half. Flag on the play. I don't believe it. It's going to be a clip against North Penn. I don't know if we can pick up the call on this. If we have a replay, we'll take a look at it.
There was that speed by Thomas. Like I said earlier, if he gets to the outside, he can fly.
Unfortunately, there was a penalty. So it is a clip against North Penn. Let's take a look. Off the kickoff, North Penn will set up a wall right from Donnelly's kick. On one of the last 2 guys here, we'll see if we pick it up. That's a pretty lame call if that's against Colinella. It looked like he had him. I don't know about that call, but nonetheless, it comes back against North Penn. From the spot of the foul, they'll go half the distance. North Penn has their work cut out for him inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and 10, North Penn just underway in the second half. They lead 13-0. Kuklik still at quarterback. Up the middle, it goes to Johnson. He breaks free, gets a block from Yeager, cuts outside, out to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, North Penn. No problem now with field position. Great run by Johnson to get the Knights out of their own shadows of their own goalposts.
Heard out the words of John Madden. You could have driven a Mack truck through that hole.
You got that right. Well, North Penn will say you can march the marching Knights through that. 1st and 10 for the Knights, ball at their own 33-yard line. Just starting here in the second half. Backs in an open set. Colonel in the near slot. Bensalem showing blitz. Johnson stumbles for about 3 yards for 2nd and 7 for North Penn. Bensalem did bring the blitz from their outside backer, Fred Williams, but that was on the offside of the play, so Johnson was able to get through for a few yards. Second and 7, North Penn, ball on their own 36-yard line. Same formation for North Penn. Here comes the blitz again, same play to Johnson. He breaks free, gets a downfield block by Yeager, although he let him go. And Johnson picks up 35, maybe 25 yards on that play. 1st and 10, North Penn. Tell you what, if Yeager is able to hang on to that block for a little more, springing Johnson to the sideline, that's 6 for North Penn.
I think Yeager's just trying to get away with a little brush blocking, trying not to re-injure his shoulder.
Yeah, maybe a little tentative, and you can't blame him with his shoulder injury, which he separated it and is now back. But good up front blocking by North Penn. Bensalem brought everybody, and Johnson just went right through him. Ball on now, Bensalem's 35-yard line. Here's the pitch to Aaron Thomas. He gets outside and hurdles another player. He's out close to another North Penn first down.
I don't think after that play that Yeager's going to be too much more tentative, because he just got hit pretty hard and he looked like he was studded. It was a nice block to set up Aaron Thomas on the outside.
And Thomas picks up 15 yards and another first down. 1st and 10, North Penn. 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Just driving the ball at will down the field. They haven't taken too much time off the clock, and they've already gone about 70 yards.
Well, they keep running that sweep to the outside, and it's working for them, so stick with it.
Well, here's the off-tackle play. He's tripped up in the backfield. Johnson is by number 45 for the Owls, Dean DeJesus. So just picked him up on the ankles around in the backfield. A loss of 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 12 for the Knights at the 22-yard line of Bensalem. Well, the Knights have always been a second-half team in this year, and dating back to last year as well. They're ready to just shove Bensalem as far back as they can. Here's the quick pitch to Johnson off the outside. He's gone. Touchdown Knights. High-key Johnson. Great setup on that play. Trips right. Decoy right there. Faking the pass and getting the Bensalem defense to shift over there, but all they were used as is downfield blockers. We saw that play used with Talese 2 weeks ago against Truman, but Johnson untouched into the end zone. Great run by number 2. And that is his 2nd touchdown of the game. 22-yard run by Johnson.
Looks like they're going for 2, Kyle.
Yeah, after they missed that extra point, this is a good opportunity to go for 2. We'll see what they do here. Trips to the right, Yeager, Colonel, and Fitzpatrick. It's going to be a quick pitch to Johnson. He gets caught up in his own blocking. Looked like Costello had pulled out, and Johnson tried to move up on that play, but could not pick it up. Let's take a look at Heike Johnson's touchdown. Hey, what do you know? Dave Costello once again pulling all the way in front of Johnson, springing him into the end zone. You got to give credit to Dave Costello, stepping up his level of play, more so on offense today, although he has had a great game at defense. He has been the catalyst for Heike Johnson's great runs tonight. Pulling with him on all those sweep plays, coming up big, getting a big hole for him if they're going off tackle. I mean, you can't say enough about Costello. After losing his fellow co-captain Martin Leonard to the season, he has really just come to another level. John Corson on to kick for the Knights. It's a high, deep kick. Taken by Hernandez at his own 10-yard line. He has speed out to the 20, 25, and out to the 30-yard line where he's brought down by North Penn's Sid Anand, his 2nd special teams tackle of the night. So it's time for the North Penn defense to try to keep shutting out the Owls. This is Bensalem's first possession of the second half. But you got to be pleased with that drive by North Penn to start off the first half. After that penalty, or the second half, I should say, after that penalty on the kick return, they go 90 yards in a matter of minutes.
What surprised me on that play was that Yeager was in the whole series.
Yeah, he has been in 100%, although he is at the bench right now trying to rest up. He appeared to be in pain coming off from that series. Here's Howard up the middle. Ball is loose, but they say it was caused by the ground. Probably a good call right there. Pickup of maybe 2 or 3 yards by Howard. 2nd and 7 for the Owls.
That's the one thing I've seen a lot of high school kids doing now is like they're trying to stretch out like it's the NFL, thinking that their knees aren't what counts, it's the ball. And because of that, he fumbled it off the ground.
Although it appears that the officials gave him the spot as to where the ball was knocked loose. Usually you were right. They should spot the ball where his knees go down. But they gave him an extra yard, so it's now 2nd and 5. Shotgun formation. Under pressure, getting a shot. That should be pass interference against North Penn, and rightfully so. Steve Wagner was all over Bill Hollybeck. Good call by the officials. There you see number 10. Siegfried is no longer in the game. Jim Arrow is in for him. Siegfried obviously got knocked into next week by Koslow in the first half. Big hit by number 76, knocking him, I would imagine, from that hit out of the game. And Arrow is in. And the call is pass interference against North Penn. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Owls. The ball will be into North Penn territory. But you do have to admit that was a good call by the officials. Wagner, way early on his hit, did not give Hollybeck a chance to catch the ball cleanly.
I think he was trying to time it, and the last time he saw the quarterback, his arm was coming through, and Corey Jackson got there to stop him, and he just pulled it back and let it go a little bit later.
Arrow hands off up the middle. Howard is stopped in the backfield by Fran Mahan. Loss of about 3 yards on the play. Maybe 2 yards. Mahan playing well on defense tonight for North Penn. The sophomore on the line has picked up several tackles for loss.
He's been picking up really well for the Knights so far. I mean, he's coming in trying to take a big spot up with Jeff Craig being out. I mean, that's pretty much a big spot to fill because he's been pretty much a leader on the team.
And he originally stepped into the lineup for Jeff Michael after he had gone out with an injury. And he has picked up his play, constantly improving, and that's what you see in the North Penn defense. The ball is loose after this snap, goes well over Arrow's head. He's going to dive on it, a loss of about 15 on that play. You know things are going wrong when your only returning letterman on offense is making an error, as Chris Freeze did right there. That ball, let's take a look at it. This ball's 10 feet over Jim Arrow's head. That would have been a good snap to a punter 15 yards deep, but Arrow only 5'8". Watch this sucker. Right over his head. No chance in heck of getting that one.
That's some great hustle by Dave Costello trying to beat him to the ball.
And a very smart play by Arrow, making sure he isn't the second Bensalem quarterback knocked out of this game by falling on that ball.
Like you said earlier, Dave Costello has a lot of speed. And it's one of the reasons Penn State's looking at him.
And actually, he will be going to Penn State, of course, on that full ride scholarship. 3rd down and 30 yards to go. Ball is loose once again. Bensalem is just treading water here, unable to move the ball at all. That'll bring up 4th down, and the Owls will be forced to punt. You got to wonder if Arrow, obviously not too experienced, he's only a junior, not seeing any varsity time so far this season. He's just shaky in there. He's obviously that play on 2nd down was not his fault, but that snap appeared to just be mishandled by Arrow.
Well, he's not used to taking the snaps from Freeze. And
ooh, that kick was just barely missed by Heike Johnson. Thomas lets it go, and it's going to take a big roll for Bensalem. And it's down to the 22-yard line. The interesting thing I noticed there is Stansel, the punter, he was only about 8 or 9 yards deep. Usually you see the punter about 15 yards deep. I just noticed from the way he lined up, he was asking for that kick to be blocked, and Johnson, you pointed out to me, Chad, might have even tipped it. I'm not sure. The ball was not a high spiral, but it looked like a desperation attempt to get that ball off. Johnson just missing it. We're halfway through the third quarter. North Penn is up 19-0. And they have 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. They're going to go twins trips to the right. Colinello, Fitzpatrick, and Johnson. Here's that stand-up pass to Johnson. He dropped it.
Looked like he was trying to run before he caught it. And usually what happens, you drop the ball.
And Kuklik took a big shot on that play by Azunia Ananwu, the big burly defensive end. He goes 6'1", 240, the senior for the Owls. But Clay Kuklik was able to get up right after that play. Good sign.
I give Kuklik some credit for staying in there and taking that hit.
Of course, he also is a linebacker for the Knights, so he has that tough mentality that he's not going to back down from any contact. 2nd and 10 now after that incomplete pass. North Penn will tighten up their formation. Backs in the eye. Thomas lined up as the wingback. Here's a play pass by Kuklik. He gets to the outside. He's going to run it. He's driven down after about a 1-yard pickup by Bensalem's, I believe it was number 77 perhaps, and we don't have him in our program, so with all apologies to number 77, we don't have your name.
That was really weird. Brick Spurrio is now playing fullback.
Oh, they have brought Spurrio in. You're right. Brick Mengel Spurrio, who has been on the defensive line for the better part of this game, is now in for Yeager, so I guess Yeager's hurt. And he is. We see him on the sideline. He has his pads off. This is just terrible for North Penn. Down to their, I guess, what, 4th string fullback now? As Kapusta has left the game. I believe he has like a virus or something like that, because we did not see him injured in the first half as Aaron Thomas loses 3 yards on that play. North Penn will be forced to punt. We saw Kapusta come out of the game kind of woozy. He wasn't really injured. It was more or less being shaken up as an illness. And so North Penn is now down to their 4th fullback, Brick Mengel Spurrio. This is just unbelievable for North Penn.
I'm trying to look. I don't even know if I see him on the sideline.
Meanwhile, Corson's punt is a beauty, a high spiral, sending Stansel back to his 39-yard line. North Penn misses 1 tackle, misses 3 tackles. Still going as Stansel out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Clay Kuklik finally brings him down.
I think tomorrow, Monday in practice, they're going to be doing some breakdown drills and open field tackling after that punt.
But a great punt by Corson. You can't blame him for that. Plenty of time to have his coverage downfield. Still looking for Kapusta on the sidelines. We do not see him. He very might have well just stayed in the locker room after halftime. But at least the good thing about having a flu symptoms or a virus of some sort is usually won't last into next week. So Kapusta, we can imagine, will be back next week against Abington. And there you see the no, that's not the quarterback. That's Hernandez limping back to the huddle after that timeout. If one player Bensalem can't afford to lose, it's probably Hernandez. 6-yard pickup on that play, 2nd and 4 for the Owls. Ball at the North Penn 37-yard line. Twins to the left for Bensalem. Summerer and Stansel. Quarterback runs into John Howard, trying to make that handoff. Had the wrong hole on that play. Loss of 2 yards on that play. 3rd and 6 for the Owls. North Penn trying to pick up another big defensive stop. 3:14 and counting on the clock. North Penn leads 19-0 here at Crawford Stadium. Hollebeck and Stansel split to the left. Split gun formation. Howard and Hernandez in the backfield. Arrow fires that. Oh, great play by Johnson. Oh, my.
That was a great effort, just leaping out and knocking the ball down.
Man, he timed that perfectly. I hope we can get another look at this play. High-key Johnson just reached right around and got in there. Let's take a look at it. Watch number 2 come from the left side of your screen. Boom, right there, gets the ball. You saw the look of disbelief on the face of Bill Holubeck saying, where'd that truck come from? And Heike Johnson just took that ball right away from him. Thomas stands at his 15-yard line. Here's the punt by Stansel. Thomas calls for the fair catch and will let it go into the end zone. North Penn will take over from the 20-yard line after the touchback. Good punt by Stansel. And good job by Thomas to let that one go. Well, the Knights went 90 yards on their first drive of this half. We'll see if they can go 80 yards on this drive and put yet another score on the board.
That's usually the rule on punts. If you're inside your own 10, you let it go. If they down it on the 1 or 2, anywhere inside the 10, they did a good job of getting down the field to get it.
Yeah, anything that is stopped inside the 10, the punt coverage team deserves to get that if they are able to down it. That's, you usually don't see that happen a lot, but if a punter can kick a nice little pooch punt down inside the 10-yard line, great job by the punter. But Stansel just had that one go a little too far. 4 wide receivers for North Penn. Johnson is the single setback. And the give is to Heike up the middle. Drags a couple Bensalem defenders on his back. Picks up 4 yards. 2nd and 6, North Penn at the 24-yard line.
Colonel is rolling around out on the 30, Kyle.
Yeah, another injury for North Penn. This is just unbelievable.
They show the guy getting the knee growing here.
Man, North Penn just keeps losing their skill position players. Along with linemen, they just can't afford to lose many more players. It appears that Colonel is all right. Might have just gotten his bell rung on that play.
Who knows? Maybe by the end of the season, they'll be pulling people out of the stands and suiting them up.
Well, we hope that isn't the case, although, I mean, it just seems that North Penn keeps dropping like flies, and this just really, the good thing for North Penn at least is that they have depth. You know, we were talking, you and I, before the game, saying that the one strong point in North Penn, not necessarily physical characteristics, is just that their roster is so deep. They can keep plugging players in, although they're pretty much out of fullbacks. They have Brick Mengel-Spurio in there, the 4th fullback on the depth chart. As Colonel walks off the field on his own power, that's a good sign for North Penn.
Well, as you were saying, as Brick Mengel-Spurio being their fourth string fullback, I don't know who else they're going to put in there.
Well, we just have to hope that Mengel doesn't get hurt for the rest of this game. Kuklik hands it up the middle. Johnson goes nowhere. Loss of 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 8 for the Knights. Clock continues to roll. 2:15 and counting in the 3rd quarter. North Penn leads 19-0. Larry Cannon, I believe, has checked into the game for North Penn. He's lined up at the halfback spot. Johnson split to the left. Here's the stand-up pass. Johnson gets a block from Hertz. Can he get the first? No, he stopped 2 yards short by the Bensalem defense. So North Penn will be forced to punt. John Corson in to kick for the Knights. Bensalem will get good field position out of this, which goes back to the good punt that they had from Stansel.
Unless Corson can get off another really good kick.
Here's the kick. It's a wobbler. It'll take a hop at the 42-yard line and work its way out to the sideline. 38 yards, no return. So a good punt by Corson. Stansel, no return. There's a minute on the clock. The score is 19-0. North Penn has the lead. And Bensalem will take over 1st and 10. Well, Bensalem breaks from their huddle. And it is 1st and 10. They trail by 19. Stansel split way wide to the near side of the field. He's lined up in single coverage against Thomas. Thomas gives him about a 10-yard cushion off the ball. Here's Hernandez wrapped up in the backfield by North Penn. Looked like McKnight got in on that tackle. I think Dave Coslow as well. Now under 40 seconds to go in the half, in the third quarter. North Penn leads 19-0. Bensalem really desperate here. Now they're down to their second string quarterback. And we haven't really seen Arrow throw a really decent pass so far tonight. Backs in the I formation, Howard in front of Hernandez. They run the off tackle right side. Cut up by Hernandez, but he goes nowhere. He ran into Mike Moore and Brick Mengel-Spurria making a good stick. 3rd and long for the Owls, and that should bring us to the end of the third quarter. Chalk it up, 13 straight quarters of shutout football for North Penn. This is incredible. And of course, 13 straight quarters of scoreless ball for the Bensalem Owls. They have not scored a touchdown since the opening week of the season. Well, we'll be back with the final 12 minutes of football action here at Crawford Stadium. Stay with us on North Penn Television.
While walking in a toy store the day before today, I overheard a crayon box with many things to say.
I don't like red, said Yellow, and Green said, nor do I. And no one here likes orange, but no one knows just why.
Well, I bought that box of crayons and took it home with me and drew with all the colors so the crayons could all see.
That each of us is special and everyone's unique, but it's when we get together that the picture is complete.
When you buy over-packaged products, you're really saying, go ahead, pollute our air and water. So when they tell you to look for less packaging, you tell them you'd rather throw it all away. Buy smart, waste less, save more.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium on that 3rd and 12 play. No gain on the 5-yard and out play for Bensalem. Steve Farris, number 80, he got pushed back as soon as he caught the ball. Bensalem will have to punt. I don't think they're going to go for it.
4th and 10, they're on side of the 50-yard line. I really doubt that they'll go for it.
Yeah, even down 19-0, I don't think they're going to try to get a first down, and they won't. Stansel's kick is away. It's high and it's end over end, working its way away from Thomas. He's going to let it go. And it's downed by Steve Farris at the 17-yard line. A look at some stats after 3 quarters. Heike Johnson, 18 carries, 201 yards. That is incredible. That's 11 yards per carry. Every time he touches the ball, North Bend's going to get a first down, it seems. Johnson with 2 touchdowns, 201 yards.
Well, with all the sweeps they've been running, he's been getting 20-some yards on them all the time.
First and 10, North Penn, ball on their own 17-yard line. 11:14 to go in the ball game. Really seems that the result of this game is already in the bag. North Penn now probably just playing for the shutout for the 3rd straight week. Here's the sweep off left side. Johnson has blockers and gets about 7 yards out to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Knights.
It's a nice play by Corey Jackson trying to get out in front of High Key and making that lead block so he can get to the outside.
Yeah, that time they ran the play where Jackson would be the lead blocker instead of Coslow. And Jackson, he was step for step with Johnson. And he kind of had a choice of 1 or 2 guys to block, and he took one and gave Johnson an extra 3 yards on that play.
I think he thought Aaron Thomas was going to take the other one.
2nd and 3 for the Knights. They go into motion. Sweep right. Johnson tripped up in the backfield and sent down by Fred Williams, number 59. And an injured Knight is downfield. I can't pick up the number. He's sitting at about the 32-yard line. It might be Aaron Thomas. I can't tell. There's another guy the Knights can't afford to lose.
I think it might be. I don't see his number in the huddle.
Well, while we have the chance, we can say that with Heike Johnson's 201 yards, all other North Penn rushers have combined for 31 yards. So it's pretty safe to say Heike has been the go-to guy for North Penn. Well, there's Thomas. He's up on his own power. Doesn't appear to be favoring anything. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him on that play. Third and 3 for North Penn, but they will call timeout to regroup. They lead by 19 points, and they are still pitching the shutout against Bensalem. For over 3 full games now, dating back to the second half of Penn Ridge on the opening week of the season, North Penn has not let a team score a single point against them.
I think this is a good move by North Penn, taking the timeout now, give everybody a little bit of a break. I mean, they've been playing nonstop through the whole third quarter.
Yeah, no timeouts really at all in that third quarter.
Give Aaron Thomas a chance to catch his breath so he can just sit out his one play and then come back in.
Well, actually, if they call timeout, he can go back in. That is a rule. If a player is injured, usually he has to sit out for a play, but if the team calls a timeout, he can go back in. We'll see if he does. He has his helmet back on the sideline there. You see the score, 19-0. Bit over 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Well, Thomas is back in the huddle. They're going to bring him back in.
North Penn's really been using their timeouts to their advantage today, bringing in a lot of key players back in with them.
Yeah, good clock management by the Knights, although really you only really see clock management as a highlight during a close game. That's not really a close game, but North Penn has not really had to waste timeouts because they didn't have the right formation or anything like that. They've really played a solid mental game. Here's the pitch to Johnson. He cuts up, gets a block, and he's free. Hurdles a player out across the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 North Penn, moving the ball efficiently down the field. Heike Johnson, well over 200 yards on the game.
That was a great block by Koslow, kicking out number 42 to give Heike the end of the line.
Geez, I wish we kept stats on downfield blocks because Koslow would be off the chart right now. He has just been amazing this game. I have a pretty good feeling he'll win the Lineman of the Week award from Coach Pettin and his staff. Here's a quarterback sneak by Kuckle. He picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Just trying to catch Bensalem off guard with that play. And he gets 4 yards out of it. I would not imagine North Penn would take to the air for the rest of this game unless it's absolutely necessary. No need to try to force a pass and get it intercepted. And of course, running the ball keeps the clock moving. Evan Fitzpatrick splits out to the right. Thomas lined up in the near slot. Collinell, the fullback, gets the handoff. Up the middle, close to a first down. I think he has it. Ball is at the 48-yard line.
Right now, it being the fourth quarter and not that much time left, under 9 minutes, North Penn's trying almost anybody they can at fullback.
1st and 10 North Penn, ball at the 49-yard line of Bensalem, 48-yard line. And a good run up the middle by Collinello, getting low to the ground. He only goes about 5'8", 170. But if you hit the hole hard and low, you're not going to get stopped. double tight end formation for the Knights. It's another quarterback sneak by Kuklik. Look at this. 9 yards on a little easy quarterback sneak. And I don't know if you saw at the end of that play, Dave Koslow just straight up ran over Rich Lee, number 42. Another pancake block for the big guy. Wow. He went about 10 yards backwards after the play. Let's take a look at that. Watch at the end of the play. Dave Koslow, number 76, he's in the left guard position. Straight through the line. Now watch number 42 in white. Boom! He pushed him right over his other player. Koslow just bull rushed him. And that's why he will be playing at Penn State next year. One of the many reasons. Second and a short one for North Penn. Ball is just inside the 40-yard line of Bensalem. Here goes Johnson. What a great move. He gets by the Bensalem defense, and he's inside the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, North Penn. Clock stopped at 7:37.
Might as well just call High-Key Johnson the next Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was going to get tackled in the backfield for a loss there, and he just juked around the one Bensalem defender and got enough for a first down. You know, the true mark of a good running back is if he can make something out of nothing. There was nothing there, and High-Key got about 4 or 5 yards. Ball's on the 34-yard line of Bensalem. The North Penn Knights have another first down. Clock is now at 7:10 and counting. Up the middle goes Colinello. He's still on his feet, and look at him go! The 15, 10, 5, touchdown Knights. Mike Colinello straight up the middle, and he goes 34 yards for the North Penn touchdown.
I think Pettin might have just found his new fullback.
You got that right. Wow, a great run by number 3 into the end zone. He was untouched. Up the middle, untouched. And he just blew away the Bensalem defense. Nobody caught him. Now North Penn, I believe, will be going for a 1. They have Heinel on to kick. Now Colinello, 2 carries for 40 yards. That last one, of course, 34 yards long. Colinello's first touchdown of the season. Here's Heinel on for the extra point attempt. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and it's good. 27-0, North Penn into the lead. This, of course, I beg your pardon, 26-0. Still shutting out Bensalem. Let's take a look at Mike Colinello's run up the middle. Untouched. Well, he got touched a little bit, but once he broke through that line, and he outruns into the end zone, Bensalem's cornerback number 24, Tom Bailey. Colinello is really deceptively speedy. He has a lot of quickness in those legs of his, and when you run low to the ground like Colinello does, it is really hard to tackle him.
His offensive line gave him so much help right there. They just flew off the ball and pushed anybody they saw out of his way, and he just stayed right behind all his blocks.
Yeah, he just sort of emerged from the wreckage at the line of scrimmage, if you will, and it was pay dirt from there. Good run by Colinello. There you see the score, 26-0. North Penn still shutting out the Bensalem Owls here at Crawford Stadium. Corson's kick is a high, deep kick taken at the 10-yard line by Stansel. Setting up the wall right is Bensalem. McKnight misses the tackle. Stansel still free, and Thomas knocks him out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
There's those special teams we talked about as the keys to the game. North Penn's been giving up a lot of long returns.
Bensalem has a shaken-up player on the play. That was Bailey, but he appears to be all right. He's limping off the field on his own power. 6:53 on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Owls. They have the ball on their own 37-yard line. North Penn's defense has been the story tonight, and it will definitely be the story after this game if they can keep the shutout. Arrow is back to pass. He's going for about a 10-yard completion and gets it to Stansel. He breaks free. Steve Wagner and Ray McKnight make the tackle after a 20-yard gain. The fumble, and North Penn has it. Oh my, it looked like Bensalem was going to get a big gain on that. And Stansel doesn't hang on to the football. We'll see if we can pick up a replay on that in a few short moments for you to see where this ball popped loose.
If they didn't recover that fumble there, I think Petton would have been screaming because wherever the far side edge was getting held by the running back.
Timeout is called by North Penn. We'll see if we can take a look at that replay.
I think they're going to be substituting players now.
Okay, let's watch this pass by Errol. And it will be the hit by Wagner that knocks the ball loose. No, it's actually coming from the backside. Ray McKnight got his left hand in there and popped the ball loose from Stansel. So a good play by McKnight. He's starting on the defensive line. He gets down 20 yards and pops the ball loose, and North Penn gets possession right back. So anytime Bensalem looked like they would have any offensive momentum, it's taken right out from under their feet. First and 10, North Penn on their 46-yard line. 6:43 on the clock. North Penn, they can hang on to the ball here. Appear primed to pitch their third straight shutout.
I think the big test this year is going to be their game against CB West that's coming up.
Yeah, that will be October 9th. Circle that date on your calendars. Petton 2 here at Crawford Stadium. It figures to be a great one. North Penn will have a couple of its starters back from injury by then, and they will be primed to take on the Bucks. Well, the second stringers are on for North Penn. So they're just going to try to keep everybody safe. Here goes Mike Moore. Is that Mike? No, I'm sorry. That is number 23 for North Penn. Dan Brown. I thought it was 33. And he picks up on that pitch, 9 yards. He's close to a North Penn first down. Dan Brown, a 6', 180-pound sophomore, getting some time here late in the game for North Penn.
Even though he's on the second string, I think Petton has a lot of confidence in him because he's on second string as a sophomore.
It's always good to get some time in at varsity. Any chance you can get, and this obviously is a good chance. Up the middle, big gain, and a first down for North Penn. Picking up the carry on that play was number 5, Sid Anand, who is the backup quarterback now, although Bensalem has an injured player. Down at the 40-yard line, I don't see the number on the Bensalem player. He has not moved yet. Clock is stopped, 5:56 to go. In the ball game, North Penn up 26-0. Now, Chad, we've seen the second string offense brought in for North Penn. You have to wonder, are they going to leave the first string defense in to try to get the shutout?
I think they're going to give their second stringers a chance because it's good to get them some playing time in case somebody does go down. They have an idea of what they're doing.
Great scene on the sidelines here at the track at Crawford Stadium. Evan Fitzpatrick, Matt Hertz, Dave Koslow, Chris McKelvey, all huddling around Martin Leonard, their fallen co-captain, and Jeff Craig as the injured player for Bensalem walks off the field. But there you see Martin Leonard we talked to him at halftime, and it's just great to see him out here. Glad to have him back on the sidelines at North Penn. Just his presence here has been helpful for the Knights. First and 10 for the Knights. Ball at the Bensalem 40-yard line. And the clock is now rolling, under 6 minutes to go. Anand gets bumped after taking the snap, but here's the handoff. And going for about 12 yards on that play is Jared Adams, a 5'10", 155-pound junior, number 30 for the Knights. Picks up 12 yards. First and 10, North Penn at the 28-yard line.
I think they're trying anybody that they think can run. Find somebody who can play fullback.
Well, it doesn't matter the first team offense or the second team offense is in. We've seen them run that sweep. Heike Johnson got about 200 yards off of it, off of almost that play singularly tonight. And now the second stringers are running it to the almost perfection.
If there was a play of the week, that would be the play.
Anand hands off up the middle. Getting the carry for North Penn is number 44, Josh Ketchum. He picks up about 5 yards, 4 yards on that carry. 2nd and 6 for the Knights. Clock continuing to run now, 5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Right now, I think North Penn's just trying to run the clock down.
Yeah, they will. I would almost put any money on it. They will not throw the ball for the rest of this ball game.
I won't be surprised they get inside 2 minutes. They'll start kneeling on it.
Anand pitches out. Here goes Ketchum. No gain on that play, maybe 1 yard. 3rd and about 5 for the Knights. Correction on that play was Jared Adams on the carry. Clock still running, 4:15 to go in the game. Ball is at the Bensalem 24-yard line.
That last play, the Bensalem player got a little bit of help because when he jumped back inside, he ran into his own lineman.
North Penn has 3rd and 5 here, trying to convert into a 1st down. Larry Cannon lined up at wingback, Ketchum the fullback, and he gets the carry. He busts up the middle, and look at him go. Touchdown Knights, Josh Ketchum on the 25-yard run. The 2nd string offense puts some points on the board. Great play by Ketchum. That was basically the same play we saw Mike Colinello do, right up the middle, about 10 yards shorter, but the same play. Fullback draw up the middle. Ketchum scores. North Penn up 32-0.
Number 44 for Bensalem, Ray Alger. I give him some credit for trying to chase him down and trip him up, and he did trip him, but he was too late. He was in the end zone.
North Penn takes their final timeout. We're going to take a look at this play by Ketchum, see if we can pick up the run up the middle. And as I said, Colinello, same play. North Penn fakes the option on that, and Ketchum goes right up the middle. Those players are pretty hyped. Good to get a touchdown by the 2nd team. They really made their impact. They scored against Bensalem's 1st-team defense. And it is 32-0 with the extra point to follow. This really has to be disheartening for Bensalem. They come out first week of the season, pick up a big non-league win, and then go and lose their next 3 games. Of course, pretty much it looks like they're going to lose this game. We don't want to count our chickens before they're hatched, but both the previous 2 weeks they were shut out, and this week it appears, unless something miraculous happens, they're going to get shut out again. You got to wonder what Coach Biz Keeney's thinking on the other sideline. I mean, last year he coming into last season, Bensalem had a 13-game losing streak. And Biz Keeney, first week of the season, picks up a win. And now this year, he's really struggling in this Suburban 1 Power 10. This is Bart Mays, number 97, into kick for North Penn. The kick is up. It's good. Bart Mays, the import from Belgium. He's an exchange student here at North Penn High School. Interesting story with this kid. He did not know what a football was when he came to America. He had heard of rugby. He loved soccer. They made him a kicker. He had never heard of American football. Didn't know any rules. First day of practice, Coach Pettin hands him football, says, here, kick it. And something great happened, and now Bart Mays scores his first point as a North Penn Knight, kicking that extra point.
That's something he's going to go home and tell all his friends about.
Definitely. I mean, one thing unique to the United States of America, it's this great game of football. And he has a memory that will probably last him a lifetime now after spotting that field or that extra point for the Knights. 33-0 is the score. North Penn all over the Owls. There you see Bart Mays on the sideline, number 97.
With his size, I thought he'd play more of a linebacker type role.
Yeah, you look at Bart Mays. He's not the smallest guy on the team by any margin. 6'5", 220. That's a pretty beastly place kicker.
They're putting him out on kickoff now.
And here he comes. The crowd rises to their feet for Bart Mays. Mays approaches the ball. Here's the kick. It's high and short, taken by one of the up men. He tried to fair catch it, and he did. Getting that ball for Bensalem is number 16, and they neglected to put him in their roster as well. So Bensalem takes over at the 32-yard line, 3:42 on the clock. Bensalem still has their first team offense in, but North Penn has put in their second team defense. Coach Pettin obviously feeling that the second team defense can hold on to the shutout for the first teamers. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Seeing that fair catch call on that kickoff really surprised me. I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, you can, and you never do it, but Bensalem just trying to conserve some clock time, I guess. I don't know. Here's a big rush by John Schilling, just misses the quarterback. Here's a floater down the middle of the field. Larry Cannon almost picks it off. The quarterback now is Dennis Walls.
Some great effort by Cannon laying out there.
Well, if you thought Jim Arrow was small at 5'8", 136, Dennis Walls is 5'7", 133. Bensalem just does not have much size in the backfield, especially at the quarterback position. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass by Walls. So now Arrow is out of the game. Stansel split wide to the right, matched up against Obi Ananya. Here's an inside handoff to John Howard, picks up 4, maybe 3 yards for Bensalem. 3rd down and 6 for the Owls. Ball is at their own 37-yard line.
Bensalem still has 3 timeouts left. I'm surprised they haven't used one.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. You know, they're down 33-0. I guess they figure it's over. Why bother? But
yeah, but still, to keep a team out here longer, just make them even madder.
Uh-oh, look at this play. Up the middle on about a 15-yard slant. A great pass thrown by Dennis Walls, and he completes it across midfield to his man Bill Hollybeck for a pickup of about 20 yards right through the middle of North Penn's defense. It looked like they had a cover 2 formation there, and Hollybeck just ran that 15 slant and settled into that pocket in North Penn defense, and a rocket thrown by the quarterback right into his hands. Clock running, 2.5 to go in the ballgame. Split gun formation, twins to the left for the Owls. It's a rollout pass over the middle. Oh, almost picked off by number 10 for the Knights, Kyle Smith. It looked like he was expecting the wide receiver to catch that ball and was almost handcuffed by having the ball go through.
I don't think Walls really knew where he was throwing that ball. John Schilling just came flying in from the end position, and he had to throw it over him. And I mean, he jumped up in the air and did like a spread eagle trying to block it any way he could.
2.5 on the clock. Clock is stopped. 2nd and 10 for the Owls. Split gun formation once again for Bensalem. Ball's at the 38-yard line of North Penn. Walls back to pass. A horrible ball right there. He had Howard on that swing pass. All you have to do is just get the ball out there and let Howard run through it. He threw a rocket 3 feet in front of Howard. He had no chance of catching that one. But that's just inexperience at quarterback. Bensalem struggling to put any amount of offense on the board. They are still being shut out 33-0. And North Penn's second team defense, except for that 120-yard gain, has held their own against Bensalem's first offense.
I'm willing to bet this is Wall's first game.
Yeah, he appears to be their 3rd string, almost emergency quarterback. Here's his pass. He's going deep. Down the middle. Tipped and caught down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Owls. The shutout streak is over. TJ Stansel hauls in a 38-yard touchdown reception, and the Owls are on the board late in the 4th quarter.
Well, there's Stansel again, the guy we've been talking about all night for Bensalem. He's been their go-to guy.
Yeah, pretty much, though. Kept off the board in the second half. He had 5 catches for about 60 yards in the first half, but we haven't seen much of him in the second half, but he comes right through on that deep pattern, and it looked like that got tipped, but Stansel somehow managed to catch that and run it into the end zone. After this extra point, we'll take a look at that replay. On to kick for Bensalem, Bill Donnelly. Timeout is called by the Owls. Well, while we have the chance, let's go ahead and take a look at that replay on the Stansel touchdown. Well, I don't know if it was tipped or not by number 24 for the Knights. We don't have his number on our roster, but it looked like one of the safeties had a chance to make a tackle and could not pick it up. So Stansel goes into the end zone, and after 15 and a half quarters, I beg your pardon, 13 and a half quarters, North Penn finally yields a touchdown to an opponent, albeit with their second team, but no matter. They're well on their way to moving to a perfect 4-0 and a 3-0 record in the Suburban 1 Power 10. So Donnelly is on to kick this extra point for the Owls. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and it's good. 33-7 is now the score. Bensalem trailing by 26 points. Let's not let the shutout streak being ended overshadow a great defensive effort by North Penn and a heck of an offensive effort. I mean, Johnson, 232 yards. All in a day's work for number 2. 2 touchdowns, 22 carries. Great job tonight by Heike Johnson. But if you ask him why he had such a great game, he'll be the first to tell you that offensive line has been incredible for North Penn tonight.
Especially Dave Koslow.
Dave Koslow, unbelievable effort up front. And on defense as well by Koslow. He put a hurting on the starting quarterback, Siegfried, for Bensalem, knocked him out of the game. And we even showed a replay just to show one of Koslow's pancake blocks on a quarterback sneak by Kuklik. It has just been an incredible effort by Dave Koslow and all of the North Penn Knights. Really, you have anything you need to motivate you has been summed up by Martin Leonard and Chris McKelvey being out of the lineup, and Jeff Craig and Joe Talese, their starting quarterback. They really have done a good job of stepping up and playing for those players. There's a big return by number 23, Dan Brown, out to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, North Penn, 2:13 on the clock. They lead 33-7. Bensalem, I believe, is sticking with their... Now, they have brought in some subs there with their second-team defense now. They finally, I guess, conceded the victory to North Penn as the Knights have their second-team offense in as well.
Well, if they have a chance to get the ball back, they might bring in their second-team offense just to try and get them some playing time.
There's a flag on the play. It is, I believe, no, it's a substitution infraction against Bensalem. If so, that's a 15-yard penalty. They will mark that off 15 yards against, well, North Penn declines it. Pretty sportsmanlike play right there by North Penn coaching staff. Understanding that Bensalem has their substitutes in, not really knowing what's going on. They'll decline the penalty and take 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Give us up the middle to catch him. He gets about 3 yards, maybe 4 for the Knights. 2nd and 7. Clock now under 2 minutes here at Crawford Stadium. Well, what can you say about this game, Chad? Just a great effort on both sides of the ball for North Penn for the 3rd consecutive week.
Both teams have been stepping it up really big. I mean, they've had a lot of sophomores in today picking it up. They've had a lot of juniors in today picking it up.
And here is Dan Brown's run around the left end. He picks up 3 more yards for the Knights. It'll be 3rd and 2 at about the 48-yard line on North Penn's side of the field. Now into the final 75 seconds of action here at Crawford Stadium. Really, North Penn just needs to get one more first down, and I believe they'll just kneel on it. Here's the give to Cannon. He hurdles over the pile and gets 2 yards. That's enough for a North Penn first down. And that'll stop the clock with 50 seconds to go.
They bring in a third string running back now?
Well, that was Larry Cannon. He has been lined up at the wingback spot. They took Brown out after the previous play and just put him at halfback and changed formations. Now the clock running, under 50 seconds to go. We'll see if North Penn kneels on it or just runs it up the middle. It will go up the middle. Ball is loose. And it's picked up by Bensalem. Oh no, look at him go. He's down to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Owls. It's number 64, Derek Turner, picking up the fumble, going crazy in the end zone. A return of 52 yards for the big guy. 33-13. Wow. Deceptive speed by Derek Turner, leaving Sid Anand in the dust.
I was surprised they picked it up and ran with it. Usually they're supposed to fall on it and not try and do anything like that, but I guess his team's down and he's trying to get them hyped up.
Yeah, I saw the official toss the beanbag, and I never saw the ball. I knew it was on the ground. Meanwhile, Derek Turner's running down the sideline right into the end zone. Here's Donnelly's extra point ball. Spotted kick is up, and it is good. 33-14. Let's take a look at Derek Turner's romp through North Penn territory. Looks like a fumbled handoff by the Knights. And there you see Turner. You saw him bend over and pick it up right there. And it's off to the races, and he is going rumbling, stumbling, fumbling, as Chris Berman says, into the end zone. Touchdown Owls. He even did a nice little dance for us down in the end zone, getting his groove on. 33-14. 24 seconds to go. North Penn will just get the ball and kneel on it after this kickoff.
I think the refs are being nice things. Usually that precedes in a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, correct. Any celebration usually of any sort in the end zone is not allowed, but they let him slide, realizing it's probably the only touchdown he'll ever score since he's a lineman. Let him have his moment. And yes, we captured it on camera here at North Penn Television. 24 seconds to go, 33-14. Knights up by 19, I should say. Squib kick by the Owls. Picked up by Ketchum. Still on his feet. And finally brought down at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 North Penn, 17 to go.
Benton had to be happy to see that. After he picked up the ball off the bounce on the ground, he kept his feet churning even after he got tied up.
Yeah, it was a good run by Ketchum, number 44. .17 seconds on the clock. North Penn up by 19 points. They appear to be kneeling on the ball, maybe. Maybe just another handoff up the middle. And Anand takes a knee, and that should do it here at Crawford Stadium. The North Penn Knights will improve to 4-0, 3-0 in the Suburban 1 Power 10. A 33-14 victory. They don't get the shutout, but definitely a good league win for the Knights. 2 touchdowns coming late in the game, one off a fumble return, and the other off a big pass play against the second-team defense. But we'll be back after this short break with a quick wrap-up of some stats and a final word from Crawford Stadium. Stay with us on North Penn Television.
George Washington planted this tree in 1785. He understood the importance and magnificence of trees and planted hundreds of them here at his Mount Vernon home. I like to think he did this for the good of America. Unfortunately, due to urban sprawl, our community annually loses thousands of trees. The America the Beautiful Act of 1990, enacted during my husband's administration, created a tree planting foundation, the National Tree Trust, so that the steps started by George Washington can continue today. By getting involved in the National Tree Trust, you too can ensure the legacy of America the Beautiful from sea to shining sea for the good of America.
You know trouble can start when the clock hits 3.
When there's no place after school for kids to be.
Nothing to do but hanging on city streets.
When mom and dad are working to make ends meet. Now it's time to beat the street.
With after-school programs, city kids aren't left alone and vulnerable. They keep on learning between 3 and 6, but these programs need your support. Join with the Urban League to keep them going. Call now, because it's
time to beat the street.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. Back with a final wrap-up. North Penn with 374 yards rushing, 47 yards passing as the Knights sing happy birthday to their coach. Game totals, Heike Johnson, 232 yards on 22 carries, 2 touchdowns. Clay Kucklick, 3 for 7, 47 yards and a touchdown pass to Evan Fitzpatrick. Mike Colinello, 2 carries, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. And Josh Ketchum, 2 carries, 30 yards and 1 touchdown. So North Penn spreading the offense around well tonight, Chet.
Yeah, they spread it around real well, especially getting all these sophomores, juniors, second stringers, third stringers, anybody they thought could run the ball, they got them in.
Yeah, North Penn really, the motivation for them this game was picking up a win for Martin Leonard, number 21. You can see him right over the head of Mike Colinello and in front of Jeff Craig, number 66. He's sitting down in a wheelchair. He, of course, broke his leg last week against Council Rock. And to see him out here is just special. And North Penn really stepped up their game on both sides of the ball tonight and picked up a big win for Leonard. And they're really playing this season for him for the rest of the year, knowing that he can't be out there in body, but he's definitely there in spirit.
Oh, he's always been there in spirit for them. I mean, he was there definitely big time in body for them. He was their main player pretty much on defense and offense. And now that he can't play, they're looking for a lot of people to step up, and everybody's just playing for him.
Well, once again, your final score here from Crawford Stadium, 33-14. The North Penn Knights picking up a big Suburban 1 Power 10 league win. That'll wrap things up here. The director of North Penn Television Sports is Bob Gilmer. For Chad Powell, I'm Kyle Berger. So long, everybody.